Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my card making space. Couple of holiday cards and a really good deal. So Neenah at Waffle Flower gave me a code. Info will be in the description box below. There are 4 different Postage Collage stencil sets, and with my linking code, you can get 75% off. So, I will have the info in the description box below. And if you are not familiar, Waffle Flower released the original Postage Collage die set from them 2 or 3 years ago. I forget exactly when it came out. And that's this set. The A2, this is the OG. Because in that time, there has been a bajillion add-ons of stencil sets, dies, things that Waffle Flower's done. I've used a ton of them. I've done a ton of videos. I will link in the end screen to my playlist that I've done over the years, and I'll continue to add to it over time. And options are great. The layering stencil sets especially are some of my favorites. And I've done a bunch of videos, all things. So then for today's video, I used one of the stencil sets that is part of that special deal, and it's the poinsettia one, because I love poinsettias. I've done many poinsettia themed cards for this year's holiday card series, and I'll never stop. I love them. Speaking of the holiday card series, I'll also have that playlist linked at the end screen, because I will continue right up to the end of the year, most likely into the new year. Like, we'll start a new series afterwards, but one thing at a time. So all the things, did stenciling and splatter and fun stuff. Links to all the supplies will also be with everything else, of course, in the description box below the video. My links are affiliate links. That means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I get a little kickback from that. Does not cost you anything extra, and that is what helps pay the bills, keeps the lights on, enables me to keep bringing out content. And yeah, let's get into making the cards. So I die cut some Neenah Desert Storm cardstock with the Postage Collage wafer die. So that's where I got these 2 panels from, and I did everything twice, because why not? Why not? Then I stuck them to a grip mat, and I'm using the Postage Collage Poinsettia stencil set. And I'm using Distress Oxide inks, because I love Distress Oxide inks on craft cardstock. I don't know, there's just something about it. And just blending brushes. This stencil set, super simple. Ridiculously simple, honestly. I started with black soot. I wanted the backgrounds of each of these to just be like black, you know? And the minute I peel off from the first panel, move it to the second one. I've been asked in some videos if I clean my stencils in between. Nope. Very rarely, even though sometimes that means I make a mess and get little smears, because I'll manage to get ink underneath the stencil, things like that. But 99% of the time, I ain't cleaning nothing until I'm done. And with cleaning these stencils, we'll get to that in a second. So I did black soot first. Then I'm moving on to Candied Apple. And it was when I was stenciling this that I was like, I probably need to re-ink my Candied Apple Distress Oxide ink pad. This is one I use a lot. Funny enough, I would normally categorize Candied Apple as like a true red. However, after this part of the stencil, I'm using the Lumberjack Plaid red. When I remove the stencils, when you see the two together, Lumberjack Plaid makes Candied Apple look very more like an orangey red. And I never would have really thought that. Like, I kind of already knew that, but it was just interesting. When you don't use certain colors for a while or next to each other, etc. And it's like, oh, who'd have thunk? And yet I still will reach for Candied Apple. Lumberjack Plaid is more of a true red to a bit of a blue tone, because I got red's being finicky. So Lumberjack Plaid. And then this final stencil does the leaves and the centers. I'm leaving the centers. I will deal with them in a minute. First thing I did was I used peeled paint, and I applied that over And then I moved the stencil to the next one because this is the only one I'm going to use 2 colors. So I did the peeled paint first and just blended that over all of the greenery. Then I come in with Rustic Wilderness. So this is also why I was like, oh, I wasn't going to clean my stencil in between, you know? So it was easier to just do the both panels. And if I was doing, say, 10, I would do all 10 with the peeled paint. And then I'd go in and do what I'm doing now. And I'm not like cleaning my stencil off. I don't mind if whatever peeled paint's getting into the brush, it was already on the brush, you know? Going in with that Rustic Wilderness, and it just adds that depth. Rustic Wilderness, oh, hands down, one of my favorites. I love it. I love it so much. So, added that. And then, again, didn't clean off my stencil. I just don't care. I am going to use the stencil, and I'm going to use some gold glitter paste. This is the Simon Hurley Slippery When Wet Astro paste. This stuff looks really weird when it's wet, like in the jar, and when you're applying it, it's just a weird paste. It looks kind of milky, not too, it's like, okay, this is one where you just need to let it dry, especially this gold one, because it looks odd at first, but when it dries, it is gold. So I carefully applied it. I wasn't too concerned about getting the ink mixing with paste because I'm not using very much. If I was applying a larger area, I would probably clean off my stencil because I wouldn't want to mix the ink with the paste. And then if I put the paste back in the jar, you know, but with what I'm doing, like just teensy little bits of that paste. So I just apply it. I'm not too concerned about it. And then I seal my jar back up, especially glitter paste, with the press and seal I already had on there. And then I immediately clean off my stencils. And with Oxide inks especially, I take these to the sink. It's just easier to clean them. I just rinse them off. They rinse off immediately with water, and it's just easier rather than trying to use a cloth and like spraying them or anything like that. It's like if I'm using any thicker type inks like Oxide inks or pigment inks, I take my stencils to the sink, rinse them off that way. It's just easier, and then I let them air dry and they're good to go. So I'll let that paste dry, and as you can see, it's now gold. It doesn't look cloudy or anything. It's just like solid gold glitter. Love it. So to enhance these and also to give a little more definition between the layers, because especially with the reds and on top of this craft cardstock, etc., I used my Sakura Stardust clear glitter pen because I pulled that out the other day, used it in a video or two, and wondered why I keep forgetting about this thing. And now I warned y'all. I was like, I'm not putting it away. I'm keeping it on my desk. I'm going to keep using it. See? Any glitter pen would work for something like this. A black pen would work. I freehanded this because these are all pretty simple. However, if that really freaks you out and you're just not comfortable with it, you could put the stencils, like make sure they're like dry, not still wet, but you could put the stencils back in place and then trace along the edge of the openings of the stencils. That would work as well. Whatever you're comfortable with. It was simple, and it doesn't need to be perfect. There were spots where I kind of went out, outside the lines or whatever. Meh, not too worried about it. You could try a gel pen. I thought about that, like a white gel pen. However, sometimes gel pens can get a little finicky on top of things like Oxide inks because the gel pen will want to kind of catch on it. It's a weird sort of thing. So that's also why I went with this glitter pen, because it just glides and it's also super pretty. I did freehand draw some veining onto the leaves. Just little doop, doop, doops. Very, very simple. Anybody can do that. It just gave it a little extra something, but you could skip that too. And then once I was done that, did it to the second panel. And then I cut all of these apart. And I use my paper trimmer to do this. I've also done it with just scissors. It doesn't matter. When all is said and done, the cuts don't need to be perfect. They're little postage. They're basically little postage stamps, and they don't need to be perfect. Perfection is overrated. So I trimmed everything apart. The sentiment said. I found a few in stock. I didn't realize when I filmed all this and made these that this set is no longer available. I'm not sure if they are discontinuing it or what. This is from Waffle Flower. It's the Holiday Cheer set. But On the Waffle Flower site, it's just listed as no longer available. So I'm not sure. And I love this set. But a couple places do have it in stock, so I've included links to it if anyone is so inclined. We have a million options though, just good holiday sentiments. So I'd stamped sentiments onto more Desert Storm cardstock, and then die cut them with the coordinating wafer dies, and then stamped sentiments on the inside of my cards. My card bases are also top folding A2 sized note cards, so 4¼ by 5½ inches, and they're also the Desert Storm cardstock. And on the card fronts, I am stamping the White Christmas text from Simon Says Stamp. I love that background stamp, just a good text, And I stamped that with the black soot Distress Oxide ink directly onto the card base. Doesn't need to be perfect. It did stamp quite nicely, but this is just the background, to give it that extra little something. And then I let that dry. And for my extra embellishments, I die cut cardstock with the Poinsettia Frame Die set. That's where I got those leaves that I'm adding some Rustic Wilderness to. And then the little poinsettia flowers and the little buds. Die cut those from some Schoolhouse Red, some Lipstick Red, and some green apple cardstock. And then just to those leaves, I added that Rustic Wilderness Oxide ink, just to give them that little extra something. And then those little pine sprigs, I die cut using the Poinsettia Cluster Die to get those little pine sprigs. And I die cut those from some, this was Concord 9th Evergreen cardstock. And then my little flower centers, I die cut. This is why I keep those little scraps. I've shown that in previous videos. I die cut those from Gold Glitter cardstock and just used little tiny scraps because it's a little wafer die that die cuts just those little tiny flower centers. So die cut those, adhered everything together as I showed. And then I had stacked my sentiment, a couple layers, because I die cut scraps to give the sentiment a little more dimension. And then I put foam tape on the back of the postage stamps. And I had figured out a layout, off camera. I already adhered everything to the other card. So now I'm just following it, making life easy, because everything was done. So I adhered the postage stamps with the foam tape. And then I'm going to start adhering my little greenery and poinsettia die cuts. And this is all going to just build, extra dimension and whatnot. So these I'm just adhering with liquid glue. And then I'm going to tuck in those little leaves. It's always fun when it just starts coming together. And that poppily glitter floral centers and that glitter paste. Perfection. But of course I'm also going to add splatter. What do you take me for? So want to get all of this adhered first. So get all my little bits assembled here. And then the final those little buds. And then my remaining little die cut flower. And then once those are in place, I'm going to put these into my splat box. And I'm going to add white splatter first. And this time I grabbed the Hero Arts white acrylic speckle ink. So put that on my little palette. And then I'm going to splatter this over both of these card fronts with my fan brush. And a heavy dose. A good, heavy, healthy dose of splatter. All over. So I'm going to splatter that. And then I'm going to add gold splatter. And for that, I put it on my palette, but it's from a great big old jar. It's the Kirtaki Brilliant Gold. It's gold mica calligraphy ink is what that stuff is. So I had mixed that up really, really well and wasn't filming. I didn't realize until right before I started to actually splatter when I was doing the gold that I wasn't filming. I'm a professional, y'all. So anyway, put some on my palette and same thing. I was going to do, I always say that. I was going to be more demure with it. I was going to be lighter handed. Once I start, especially anything shiny, the inner magpie comes out and it's just I just need it all over everything. So splattered all the gold all over these as well. Let that dry. And then adhered the sentiment into place with a little bit of foam tape, a little bit of liquid glue, tuck that right in, and then just got to let the glue dry on the sentiment. And these cards are complete. So yeah, that is also my recent little kick is this whole red and green and, you know, kind of more traditional Christmas colors, which can't go wrong. Love it. It's just funny that I go in these phases. Anyway, these were a lot of fun. Oxides, sparkle pen, sparkle cardstock, splatter, postage collage, all the things. I love it. Like I mentioned in the intro, I'll have a link to that playlist in the end screen. I'll link to my holiday stuff. You can check out the deal while it lasts in the description below, along with everything else. Thank you all so much for watching, thumbs upping, commenting, all of it. I appreciate you all a ton, and I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!